Awesome.
Hello.
We're back. Hi guys. It's Tuesday in Squid.
True.
We're back again. We got another crew battle. It's going to be Midwest, East Canada. If you're coming from the last crew battle, I'm looking at the roster. This one looks way closer.
It does. Yeah. Just for quick update here, I do think you can hit ! roster in the chat if you don't know the rosters, but I'm going to list them out here anyways. It's Moki, Nun, Zuppy, Brian Ford, and Neologism versus Ginger, Free Palestine, Zamu, Kuyashi, and The Real Thing, who I assume is TRT.
TRT.
But I imagine that's the real thing. Yeah. So pretty good. I think looking at it, it kind of seems like Moki and Nun are kind of like the tier 1 players from the East Canada crew, and Ginger is kind of the tier 1 player from the Midwest crew. And then maybe the rest of the crews, like of the tier 2 kind of players for everyone else, Midwest might be slightly favored with the remaining 4 versus the remaining 3 players, but East Canada has 2 tier 1 players. So how much does that matter?
Yeah. There are notably 0 floaties for Canada. They all fall very swiftly.
They do fall swiftly.
So if you are one of those fast faller combo specialists on the Midwest, you are in luck. You've got an advantage versus this crew.
True. That being said, I imagine like most of these fast fall combo specialists tend to be Marth players, so it might be Kuyashi here. And Marths tend to not like Falcon as much as they like comboing the Spaceys. But looks like we got a good start here as Kuyashi gets a Fox for round 1.
Yeah, I was about to say, sending out Kuyashi first and getting Zuppy as your first pick is actually like best case scenario for them.
True. I think it's pretty common for people to send their most counterpickable player first, because then you like most people want to save their counterpick. They don't want to blind it, right? So you're kind of like the thought process of like, oh yeah, we need to save this person for Kuyashi. So oh crap, they sent Kuyashi first.
Yeah, some people that are designated counterpick players, right? You want those in the bag. Another viable strategy in crews is sending your second best player first, because you don't want to send your anchor first, but the second best player to just immediately blow up whoever they send out first.
Yep,
and
exactly.
Like a full person lead.
Yeah, and sometimes it is just good to send your anchor first and just see how hard they can go right off.
Kuyashi calling out the dash back, getting that tipper. Obliterated the eye. Now, is Zuppy one of the foxes that play on box?
I don't know.
I think that is the case, actually.
Not trade kill?
Yeah, I think all of the Z foxes play box.
How many Z foxes are there?
I know, Zuppy and Zamu.
Okay, yeah. Oh, they play box.
I think he goes back and forth.
Right. Yeah. Ooh. So Marth got kind of an unfortunate trade kill. It was kind of a game setup, got burned, and then they ended up both dying. Not the worst case scenario because it's still even. Kuyashi could have kind of ran away with the lead here. Nice forward air there. It got the reverse hit, so it was harder to attack.
I was going to say, that was actually a really hard, like, Zuppy picked a really good spot to upbeat. It was actually kind of hard for Marth to cover. Kuyashi did a great job picking that, like, reverse invincible ledge hop fair.
Yep. Oh, Kuyashi right now getting tons of extra damage here. Might be able to finish it off with 2 stocks. This edge guard. Still has to jump. Nice. Tricky. Oh, the wave line down. Kind of, I think people have kind of realized that Martha... Oh, no! This could be it. Oh, what? That was crazy. Actually had the perfect angle to dodge a counter, but was too perfect. And
did he fast fall?
It looked like...
Did he miss the ledge? I don't know what happened there. Why did he grab the ledge?
I bet he tried to like SDI in to tech the counter and ended up getting a fast fall input. That would be my guess if I were
maybe they saw the counter hit, right? And thought, okay, I got countered. I'm going to fast fall to a low up B position, but the counter didn't actually hit them.
Yeah, wild. Regardless, Kuyashi closing it out. That was 2 stocks left, right? So
yeah,
pretty good start there for the Midwestern crew. And this is probably going to bring out Nun. I'd imagine that everyone else is kind of like less down to fight Marth, but Nun is the one kind of counterpick that they have since everyone else is a Spacey. So
yeah, Nun makes sense, but it also would make sense to want to keep Nun for the anchor. Moki is an acceptable anchor too, right?
Yeah. It's you don't always want your anchor to go last. You want your anchor to have the most potential
impact
to pop off. To
yeah.
kind of fight the best matchups that they can. So it's possible too that like Nun's kind of just hard to counterpick too. Like they probably send in Free Palestine, and that's not necessarily a winning matchup in terms of like head-to-head players. So hard to say. Or they send in Ginger, right? So hard to say.
Yeah, sometimes the other crew has a player that's just a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
And the objective suddenly turns into get rid of this person rather than think long term for the crew. Because if you don't deal with that problem immediately, it's just over.
It could pop off, right? And sometimes pulling out your anchor can bait out their anchor. Like they have no choice but to pull out your anchor because it's just like man, this guy's actually too powerful. We need to send in our equivalently powerful person.
Yeah. The old like East Coast versus West Coast tournaments used to they would send it out Hungry Box and they would always answer with Mango.
Yeah, exactly.
They would bait out Mango. They would have to, otherwise Hungry Box would just tank.
Yeah, he really was a big tank. Mango in crew battles historically was like such a menace. Like he would just, even at times, he would come into like some tough matchups or something, and like he'd struggle with Mewtwo King in tournament, but then in crews he would just wreck, and it was just like
someone who would go game 5 with Hungry Box suddenly 3-stocking him on green.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he would definitely like put SoCal on his back in the day.
True.
I mean, not that he doesn't now. Who knows? Who knows what's going on right now?
He'll do it again today.
Is he on the crew?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, he's at least on the list. Who knows if?
I was gonna say if he's not, I don't understand why SoCal would be first seed. But if he is, then that makes total sense.
Yep. Yeah, I still think looking at it, Florida maybe is more powerful, just like across the 5. Because I think we mentioned before, SoCal has some people like some of the up and comers like Null, Kador, and Android Zero. So, but like the bottom of Florida's top 5 crew is kind of still insane, right? Especially because like even the crew we saw today from Florida didn't include Wizrobe, who is on the crew.
Yeah,
right?
Didn't have Wizrobe and still had 2 full players.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Yep. Already off the bat, got to find a counter pick for the 2-stock Marth. That's always a tough spot to be in because like when they have 1 stock, you send in whoever's the hardest to counter pick. When they have 4 stock, you just send in your strongest counter pick. When they send in 2 stock, you kind of got to find both. Like you got to be strong enough to beat the Marth, but hard enough to counter pick that they can't just hard counter you once you go in. I don't know if that's anyone fits that bill perfectly.
If I were, these are things that I would consider if I were the East Canada, or what is it?
Yeah,
it is East Canada, right? Yeah, East Canada coach. If I were thinking about that, but you know, again, who knows what they're thinking? Neologism could just be over there like, let me at him, let me in, come in, I want it.
Like he's like, I love Falco Marth specifically. Let me at it. Or I love specifically fighting Kuyashi. Maybe they've had experience with them on various netplay tournaments or something, and I'm like, I'm ready. I need it.
I am feeling right now very good, and I can defeat them.
Yeah,
I can defeat them now.
Imagine IS tweets like, let me at him any amount of money right now.
Any day through the month of May. That's sweet. Oh man.
Yeah. And then I think I saw a clip of like Mog got on Magi's stream or something, and then he was like, maybe tomorrow, like I'm kind of tired. And Magi was like, what? You can't talk shit and then not fight me right now.
First of all, I'm ready now. Second of all, fight me right now.
Exactly. Oh man. So Canada is still picking.
Okay.
We get word from
their player.
Yep.
Meanwhile, I will be Googling how to pronounce
Get the Google voice to tell you. Neologism.
Here it is. Neologism. Neologism. According to the Google pronunciation woman.
What's it mean? Does she have a definition?
Neologism.
Neologism. I can like hear it a little bit.
you hear it? I'll move my mic a little closer to my speakers.
Neologism.
Oh hell yeah, neologism.
That's what I got.
We've done our prep work now.
I don't know. I've seen that tag, right? I've seen the word. It's like one of those words that you only hear in books and no one ever says.
Right,
so you really don't know how to pronounce it, even though you know exactly what the word means.
Yeah, true. A newly coined word or expression. There you go. So.
Oh, that's meta.
It is indeed meta. So I think that it looking like they're going to be Ryan Ford. So Kuyashi versus Ryan Ford. And I think they're all character locked, right? So Ryan Ford is probably going to be playing Fox here. I know Ryan Ford has dabbled in the Sheik counterpicks and the Dr. Mario counterpicks and stuff, but right now,
yeah,
he's locked in.
But yeah, I see those as like explicit counterpicks, right? Like he will go Sheik versus Samus or something.
Or on FD versus Mario.
Or on FD, you know, very intentional. He wouldn't make that a general, like, it's not like Music King where he will generally play any one of 3 characters.
Agreed. And seeing the lineups too, it kind of makes sense. I think there's no matchup where he would need to go something else for the most part. So he's probably just down to go Fox, especially if he's going in against the Marth right now, right? So
I mean, if there is an argument for not going Fox, it's because the crew has 3 Foxes.
Exactly. So if he really hates the Ditto, then he wants
when we were brainstorming the Texas team, unfortunately the Texas team had to drop out, kind of sucked. But if you actually just go down our PR, it would have been Fox, Falco, Fox, Fox, Falco, or something like that.
Right.
It would have been like Albert, Bobby, 2 Falcos, SFOP, a Fox.
Yeah.
And then probably like a Marth or something, an SDJ Puff or something.
Oh, what was that?
What was it? It was Blue's Clues. Yeah, Blue's Clues. But like when Albert and I were brainstorming, we were like, do we really want 4 Spaceys? And I'm like, no. You got to send in like Blue's Clues, SDJ, Dark Hero, get a Marth in there, you know?
Right. Dark Hero.
Talk bananas into doing it.
Oh, true. Ice Climb is always the X factor in crew battles, right? So,
yeah.
It's like, this reminds me of like the Washington tournament that like kind of went viral on Twitter that had like 6 Peaches and Puffs in the top 8 or something, and a Luigi.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That top 8 image.
It was so cursed.
All right, we got RF Ryan Ford coming in hot. Huge. Versus Kuyashi.
Kind of some new school, old school stuff going on here. And they're off. Boom.
Ooh, an immediate shine here.
Yeah, that's some old school stuff. That's the kind of the Norwalk stuff. The we haven't had to deal with crowd canceling yet stuff. You can space it out, finding the grab here. Up there, platform tech chase.
Do not get the slide off on that up tilt. Oh, this could be misses the tip or barely misses the timing on it. One bullet.
Cheeky lasers. Turn around on Randall. You'll love to see it.
I do think it's really funny that characters will only rotate in one direction. So if you just turn around over and over, you just spin in circles.
Right, exactly. That was an old Tekken Brawl where you could do that while moving. You could like slide across the stage while turning around in circles. It looked hilarious. Oh,
doesn't cover the onto attack.
Could have been an up smash after the back there or something.
Yeah, I was about to say Fox has one of the best Omps attack covers in the game with that up smash.
Yep. Oh, finding the double jab here. This could be it. Good position to tech. The tech input turns into a slow get up, but gets the kill anyways. Nice stuff from Ryan Ford. Ooh, the Nair sends him the wrong way, even at 180%. Marth really needs to find the right kill moves in a lot of his matchups in order to find a kill, as opposed to Spaceys who can just be like, my backer will eventually kill when it's ready.
Take your time. Uh-oh, this could be another stock. Ooh. Oh, good fastball from Ryan Ford to avoid Kuyashi's down tilt.
Yeah, tough edge guard to get there too, as the double jump did reach the ledge. Ryan Ford not able to find a shine spike. Kuyashi holding center stage.
Ooh, the double jump that you don't want as Marth.
Yep. A little too close. You can do that double jump and just be outside of range of the back air, and it will generally be safe, and you can kind of contest with your long range forward air. But it's very precise, and if you mess up, you die. So
yeah. You're suddenly playing like a rock paper scissors on whether they'll throw out an aerial or not, because an aerial is whiff punishable, and no aerial is straight up punishable.
Exactly. Yeah, kind of tough. But good stuff there. Ryan Ford coming in looking stable and being able to beat the Marth. Kind of that was the one matchup that you would think that the Foxes are scared of. So getting rid of the Marth early means that there's only Spaceys and Sheik left. So all the Spaceys will be happy.
But Kuyashi still doing their job, taking 5 stocks versus East Canada.
Yep.
So now let's look at what we got. We got Zamu. The Real Thing, Free Palestine, and Ginger left. Honestly, any of them. I can't think of like.
Yeah, there's no.
It's like one of those like
pick here. So
the matchup is relatively close. He's got 3 stocks left. It's Fox, right? And you lost your like
Fox
killer per se. So yeah, they could just send in whoever.
Yep. On paper, it's probably like Ginger would probably be the most favorite against him. So the question is, do you want to spend Ginger right away or not? And probably not. You probably don't want to send free Palestine because Sheik is probably the least favorite matchup. So my guess is going to be Zamu or the Real Thing is going in next.
And just thinking about player history, I would expect Ryan Ford to have a prolific amount of Sheik experience.
True. With the old Kirby Kaze.
Yeah.
And I also think that Ryan Ford is historically a Falco hater. So my guess is they're going to send the Real Thing in.
Oh, nope. Looks like we're getting Zamu.
Oh,
we're getting the Ditto.
We got the Boomer versus Zoomer Foxes going in. Let's go.
Oh, man. What's the most Zoomer Fox thing you can think of? Like what are the Zoomer Foxes? Yeah.
Probably like some like grounded shine out of shield stuff, like the wave shine out of shields, or
shine out of shield. That's a Zoomer Fox. I think laser landing is such a Zoomer Fox.
Oh, laser landing, hella. Yeah. Anything KJH has ever made a tweet about, that's even though KJH is like not a Zoomer Fox, he's like spawns the Zoomer Foxes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Zamu's also like a hella aggressive player, and Ryan Ford is like kind of not. So I think that sometimes you can send in like super aggressive Zoomer Foxes to kind of overwhelm the Boomers. You know, that's the strat. We'll see if Ryan Ford's ready for that sort of pacing. Both players.
I wonder if they'll go FD.
Yeah, that's always fun to see in the Dittos. Like, which one of you wants FD more? Because obviously it's even everywhere, but that's a matchup that kind of overemphasizes a certain skill set more than others, right? So, just waiting for game.
Yep.
Some classic crew battle stuff right here. They have to do their counter picks. They have to re-warm up after every single one. Although you'd think in the net play era you could just warm up beforehand.
Yeah. I will not be stage striking versus my warm up. I need to focus on checking my buttons, and then once I'm done, we can stage strike. And I'll think very thoroughly about. It's very important that I put a lot of thought into that. And then once we're done, I'm going to need another warm up because there was some time between my last warm up and the stage striking, and I got to make sure that nothing happened to my A button. You know, since then. Dude,
the A buttons, they're fickle. You got to check it, double check it, triple check it. We are going to Pokemon. This is the purest Fox to know.
My A button is a little looser than I'm used to. I don't know what happened to it. I'm gonna have to swap the rubber membrane out real quick.
When people start opening up their controllers between matches, that's too much.
Imagine someone has to swap the rubber membrane because their B isn't reactive enough.
Been there. I used to put holes in my rubber membranes to make them like easier to press. And that would sometimes result in them getting too perforated, and then it would fall off entirely, and then I would have to replace the rubber. So,
yeah, you got to be really precise with your perforation.
Just like you got to be precise with this back air combo, as Zamu is going off right now, finding the kill. Yeah, huge combo.
Going crazy right now. Zamu but kind.
He's always had his tag has always been Zamu but something. And it's always like I've commentated him at a few different tournaments, and it's always a different Zamu but something, and it's always funny.
That's funny. This is the kindest Zamu today.
Yeah. Get the recovery here. That was kind of a tricky one. He was close enough to stage to where I think holding the ledge did not allow Ryan Ford to cover the high angle. Finding a lot of damage. Why is that? Something.
All right.
Oh,
he actually read the what Ryan Ford was going to do, but missed the shine. Zamu was running away with this. Oh, missing a shield drop though.
What an absolute jabroni! Looks like a scrub.
Honestly, I have no idea how he's doing so well when he's when he's visited shield drops here.
Right.
He's just proving he doesn't need them. Unnecessary tech.
Yep. Same with finding a grab. This has been a lot of damage every single time until this one. This one was only 23. But
the waveland back tricking Ryan Ford.
Oh, finding the tech chase, holding center stage. I like that choice. If you're not going to get the tech chase, at least make sure that you end up closer to center than your opponent does.
Yeah, I think that CC down tilt that Zamu keeps doing is another Zoomer Foxism.
Yep, down tilt's a move that was extremely not meta for years, and then suddenly became extremely meta.
Yeah.
It's used in combos. It's used after whiffs. It's used to CC stuff. It's just like, wow, this button actually does everything. And we used to never use it. Crazy.
Yeah, it started out with like, did you know it can shield poke? They're like,
Yeah.
oh, down tilt is pretty good.
It's
Or
so niche.
yeah,
Like,
on FD, did you know it's a DI mix up, but you can nair then down tilt and up air? And they're like, oh, that's pretty cool.
right,
And now it's just like, did you know you can crouch cancel almost anything and it pushes you far away enough to where down tilt will kill them?
right.
Or down tilt will
Absolutely
hit them?
bonkers. And it's like, oh, if you whiff a down air, you can just down tilt and it's probably going to hit because they're trying to whiff punish you. And it's like, oh man, what doesn't this button do? And it's huge.
You can dash dance at an angle to where if they hit you out of the dash dance, you crouch cancel down tilted on reaction.
That's forbidden technology, the 2025 stuff. We're not allowed to talk about that one yet. So
I love dash dancing at an angle. People are just like,
I tried to get myself to do it, and then so first of all, there's my excuse was that the downside of that is that you dash marginally slower. That's the excuse I tell myself so that I didn't have to learn it, but the real reason was just that it felt so weird. I couldn't do it.
I used to do that so that I could wave dash out of dash dance. So I was already dash dancing at a wave dash angle. And then I just ended up crouch canceling people if they try to dash attack me or something. I was just like, huh, this is good too.
Yeah, see, my character has a 5-frame jump squat, so wave dashing on dash dance is easy. All right, so now that Ryan Ford has been defeated, we're now looking to counterpick a Fox player again with one of our Spaceys, if we are the East Canada crew, unless you're trying to send in none right away to deal some damage, which I imagine you're not. So
Zama still has 3 stocks, right?
2 or 3, I forget. Yes.
I think it's 3.
I would never doubt you.
So they're up. Like Midwest right now is up 3 whole stocks, right? That's where we're at right now. All they've lost right now is Kuyashi, and Canada is now down Ryan Ford and Zuppy. So they've still got their 2 strongest players, right?
Yeah, that's looking really good. Saving the Moki Nun duo as they're kind of the 2 big players on that team. So you probably can still continue to save those. Maybe just send in Neologism and see if you can save your 2 hard hitters. Midwest still has Ginger. Whomst can be very terrifying. I know Nun has historically done pretty well against Ginger, but Ginger is kind of a monster against Fox, so they're probably trying to avoid Moki versus Ginger and get Nun versus Ginger. So
yeah, right now, if I were to call it, East Canada is like at a parity, they would be a favorite, I think, right? It's closer, but I feel like they would be the favorite with the 2 like heavy hitters. But now it's like
sometimes it's like once you get to these levels where like someone like the Real Thing is definitely not favored against someone like Moki or Nun, but he can maybe trade in a couple stocks, and since they're up now enough stocks to be able to do that, the Real Thing doesn't have to go even with Moki anymore, right? So
now if I would say that it's close to or past the point where the Midwest has broken the disadvantage.
Right. So it looks like Neologism is indeed the player coming in to fight Zamu. I think Zamu is another one who's been a little bit of a... actually, I know like Ryan Ford has been outspoken about how Falco is probably his worst matchup. I don't think if Zamu has said similar things before, but for some reason in my head, maybe he said something like that. So, but we'll see.
I'm constantly pressing the how to pronounce neologism button because I keep forgetting. It's like it's like
right?
neologism. It's
Right.
slippery. If I were to describe it, it's just like it's slippery in my head where it'll be there and it'll just slip out.
Your
It's
head sees
gone.
Neo, and you want to say it's like Neo from the Matrix, and then logism, and then you're like, nope, that's not what it is. It's neologism.
Neologism. I'm just gonna let the robot say it. So up next we've got
Neologism
versus Zamu.
That's really good. I like that. Just get your soundboard ready for all your commentary.
Yeah, I need a button on my stream deck for it. Just how to pronounce that one. How to pronounce oh, there's someone else with a hard tag. I forget.
Like
No, I can't remember. I'm out.
Mango, it's just
Mango.
kind
No,
of
there's one that's like consistently mispronounced, but I don't remember what it is.
right. There's probably a few that we don't even know about, and they're just like, oh, they're always mispronouncing my tag.
You know how long I said Isai in my head before I knew it was pronounced Isaiah? Because
Yeah.
I just knew from VODs on like the hub and Smash boards.
Right.
Like, I'd never met the dude, never talked to a Smasher in real life.
Yeah.
I was
That's so
like,
funny. I always hear Isaiah's name and Prog's voice in my head from like the documentary, and he's like, Isaac. AJ is about to play Captain Jack in 2012. And I'm like, hell yeah.
Hey, are you watching? I love that Prague would always shout people out and ask them if they're watching.
Right,
And I'm
yeah.
just like, half the time I'm like, no, there's no way he's watching.
maybe though.
All right.
Ooh, we are into it. Hopping into the battlefield, pretty good counter pick. Maybe the best that Falco has, even though it's not like 90-10 or anything. Ooh, good back airs, walling him out. And the edge guard gets completed. Neologism is up.
Or you could argue that East Canada is still down by 2.
True. Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, if Neologism can take these last 2 stocks without losing any, that would be huge. Just like bring it right back for Canada.
Yeah. I've seen Neologism has had quite a few good tournament results recently. Kind of popping off, so this is another good showing, kind of showing up here, and if you're able to just defeat Zamu, bring your team back into it, it'll be a good look.
Zamu practicing his jump cancel shines.
Oh yeah, that shine was huge. Fox like anti-air shine from like above him.
That back air just barely spaced around that shine out of shield.
And finding another edge guard. Falco being really efficient here, even though he's lost 1 stock, he's taking 2. So looking to close the gap a little bit. Zamu's getting a pretty big punish here, but not able to close it out.
Oh, baits that roll in and a down tilt to extend it.
Damn, that down tilt up air looked like such a good extension, but the up air was just slightly too low to kill. That's one of those things where if you knew it wasn't going to kill, maybe you would have chosen to back air him off stage, but had to go for the gamble. Falco gets way more powerful once down air reaches knockdown percent. Fox has a hard time contesting that hitbox, and once it knocks down, it kind of beats everything, but finding the kill. Zamu back in there, taking 2 stocks, keeping the lead for the Midwest. Look for one more. Looking for the shine spike here. Oh, finding the roll.
Cheese him, back throw shine.
Cheese him.
Disgrace him.
Yeah. Sometimes you know what you're looking out for, and that just makes it more likely to hit. Oh, I would have gone for the same read. Neologism going for the ledge there, but Zamu going high. And he's racking in a lot of damage. Now Fox's arrows are going to start knocking down. There's a chance for Zamu to make some sort of comeback. This is not a free edge guard. It's pretty high up. Oh, not ready for the down smash. Back air 180 is going to do it.
Good coverage, respecting that ledge dash. Spaced just out of where he could do anything invincibly, and then forced him to dash forward, and that's when the auto cancel backer is going to take him out.
Exactly. I think it always feels a little bit bad when you don't kill the Fox until your back air kills off the top. It always feels like, that means I missed every edge guard.
Yeah, if your back air is star KOing.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I'll still take it. Like, don't get me wrong, but man.
Yeah.
All right. So Neologism takes out Zamu, and now it's 3 players each, but Neologism is down 2 stocks, so it's only a 2-stock lead for the Midwest. Not too bad here. There's still the looming threat of Moki and None, and the looming threat of Ginger, Free Palestine, and The Real Thing.
Yeah, who are they going to send out?
I think you got to save Ginger still, because you don't want to get counterpicked by None. I think you want Ginger to be able to fight Moki straight up if possible. And so other than that, it's
I would send out The Real Thing. Let him Falco Ditto for those last 2 stocks.
Right.
That's what I would do, personally. I feel like Free Palestine, they're probably saving for None. Like, sending out Sheik versus Falco is, like, not bad. Like, it's pretty good. But everyone... I don't know. It's rough, because you need to take out None and Moki, and Ginger's going to have to put in a lot of work.
Yeah. I think...
they're sending in Free Palestine. Okay, so this one's not bad either. This one's not bad.
Yeah, so it's funny because on paper, Sheik and Falco both do pretty good against Falcon. It's just that None is a monster. So it kind of feels like it's like, well, which one do you want to have the quote-unquote favorable matchup and then potentially lose to None? So, because None really seems like the big X factor here, because I think that Ginger has beaten Moki before, and maybe he's beaten None before, but it's a not favorable in terms of head-to-head overall, right? So,
yeah.
I imagine the strategy is somewhere around Ginger can beat Moki one-on-one, and then you two have to take out None. Maybe with some help from Ginger with like 1 or 2 stocks or something. So
The Real Thing in chat. Why do you want me to ditto? It's not that I want you to ditto, John. I just think
we have no
that
power.
You would have been a good answer.
You're
I think that, yeah, you're sick of the ditto. You're great.
Low key. Yeah, we're fighting with the players directly.
Yeah. Oh wait, I'm not sure what you're talking about though. Oh yeah, yeah. John's just like, why you want me to ditto?
Hell yeah.
John
real
was talking
thing
about the other day, just because I'm good at Imagine doesn't mean I want to do it.
Right.
Just say no. It's like, hey John, you wanna Falco Ditto? No.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I
Real
don't
thing,
play
I
that
played a
character.
Falco Ditto a long time ago, and we both checked item thrones afterwards, and we both shot over 200 blazers. So, hell yeah.
Just because
Ooh,
a matchup
another
isn't
fire.
bad doesn't mean it's fun.
So these players have already hopped into it. Free Palestine already took the first stock. An insane run up crouch forward tilt from Free Palestine, looking like maybe he was the right counter pick choice here. If he can close out this stock without taking any, ooh, that would be juicy. I actually realized that part of the benefit of picking Free Palestine here is that this might bait out Moki. Because you kind of want them to counterpick Moki instead of counterpicking None, which would allow Ginger to come in on the Fox instead of on the Falcon. So.
You don't want like Ginger forced out, right? And then you have to deal with Moki and None at a disadvantage.
So Free Palestine can clean this one up. Even if he loses the stock, not too bad here. If he can take 1 or 2 from Moki, this will set the Midwest for having a pretty solid chance. Wow, that dash attack.
The weak dash attack.
Yeah. It's like that Peach stuff, or we talked about Yoshi's dash attack before being used as an edge guard. Just pushing him off stage like that. Good stuff. Free Palestine. Only 1 stock down, and is going to be fighting a fresh None or fresh Moki, and I've got to guess it's going to be Moki here.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Trying to think of why you would send None first.
Yeah,
maybe just because you could send None on like a really good stage. Like, yeah, but Fox really doesn't have any bad stages versus Sheik.
Right, exactly. So what are you gonna do?
You actually have several extremely good ones.
Yeah, you have FD in Pokemon, and you get 1 of them here. So you only have 1 ban. That's gonna probably be the hardest counter picking you do on Palestine, and then you get to bait out Ginger, and Ginger's not gonna get to fight a full 4-stock Moki unless Moki goes off, in which case you're fine with it anyways. So kind of see how that goes.
And then if you can, if Free Palestine could like take as much off of Moki as possible, maybe even beat him, then None has to deal with several Falcos.
Yeah, exactly. He is nuts at the matchup, but it is a hard matchup and kind of a volatile one, right? Like 1 shine could, like in a crew battle best of 1 format, right? It's like 1 shine is really scary in a crew battle. So
yeah, it's one thing to be like pretty good at the matchup, and it's another to take 8 or like 2-to-1 stocks in a like a pretty bad matchup, like I wouldn't call it a bad matchup, in a non-favorable matchup. I would say.
Yeah,
I would not even call Falcon a soft counter. I would just say it's like a hard matchup.
Yeah, and also it changes based on level, right? I think that's one where like at lower levels it's probably very Falco favored, and then at None level the theory gets thrown out the window, and you're fighting None. You know, you're no longer fighting Falcon, and it's tough to kind of say, even put a number on a matchup when it's like, well, None has beaten pretty much every Falco in the world, including Mango at this point, right? So it's tough.
Yeah, at that point, it's really not a matchup question at all.
Yeah, once you get to the top 10 level of players, it tends to be less about matchups and just about like, well, we both know what options are on the table, and it becomes very player versus player.
Yeah.
We said they are indeed sending Moki, so that is kind of the counter pick we expected here. We'll see if Moki can cash in on one of these Pokemon or FD, or if he's just going to go Yoshi's like a Psycho. And he's a little bit of Psycho. I've seen Moki do some stuff. We've all seen his Twitter clips. Players have finished warming up. They did taunt, signifying their readiness.
Moki has the sickest Twitter clips, to be honest.
Insane Twitter clip.
It's like
Go ahead.
Moki, None, and then sometimes like Bobby Big Balls SFOP, and Connor when he's live.
Ryobeat times with the Peach stuff.
Oh yeah, Ryobeat has the sickest Peach clips for sure.
So Moki's in there. They're applying on Pokemon Stadium, kind of like we predicted. 4 stocks to 3. Moki's gonna have. Moki is favored here, but he kind of has to win by a lot in order to kind of win, since they are behind 8 stocks to 11 here, and he kind of has to make up that difference here. He's kind of expected to, but he has to. So
yeah. I'm a big fan of the counters next to the character models at the top. We see that it's 10 for 11. It'll update soon, but it'll be 10 to 8.
Right.
There's a small like good addition to the layout. Love it.
This layout's insane, actually, with like the spinning character models. It looks like so sick and fancy.
Sheik's Nair looks so crazy.
I know.
Oh, I think he delayed his aerial too long to the point where it didn't come out.
Oh, going for the soft dash attack again. I've seen that kill like so few times in my lifetime. If I'd seen it twice right here, that would have been a thing. White Moki now is going to get to abuse Fox on the ledge for a little bit more and get even more damage here, turning it into a string of up airs. The 3-piece doesn't quite get the 4th one. This is so much damage though. Moki doesn't have to close out the stock first, despite being at 140%. Finding the shine out of shield. Super fast option.
Oh
And the
no!
shine. The
Yeah,
first part
got
of
him
the
double
evolution.
jumping.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Free Palestine stems the bleeding. If that had been a clean 4-stock, or I guess clean 4-stock remaining, would have been a little bit worried. But
2. That's 3.
into the tech chase with the up smash. Look for the read once you've got 3, kind of condition them, and then go for the read finally. Getting more damage here, looking to set up a classic Moki Twitter clip here. Doesn't quite find the hit. Whiff punishes the forward air, turning your combo into a juggle, finding the up air for the kill on Zelda. Boom.
So Moki all but tying this back up, just barely hanging on to their lead. Now they got to send in one of the Falcos.
Yep. And so I personally here would send in Ginger. I do think that you want Ginger to fight as many fresh Moki stocks as possible. I think if you send in the real thing, there's a chance that Moki kind of goes off, and Ginger, having historically probably a more favorable head-to-head versus Moki than versus None, you want him to beat Moki as hard as possible and then take as many from None as possible, because that is kind of your best bet. But I'm not the coach. Maybe they see things differently, and maybe the real thing is like, nah, let me in. I will destroy Moki.
So in a lot of ways, crew battles are exactly like chess.
Okay.
Just
No,
just
right,
gotta be thinking.
And
we all know that the real thing, when it comes to chess, he's the chess player. He's the Elo 2100 or something like that. So it might be good to send in the real thing, get his chess expertise in this crew battle.
Wait, is the real thing actually 2100 in chess?
Yeah, he actually is. All of this is a joke, but that is not a joke.
That part is not a meme.
That part is true.
That's pretty sick then.
By the way, guys, it is just a big joke to compare everything to chess. Whenever
I think it was Phil who tweeted recently. He's like, the more I play chess, the more I realize that actually Melee's not like chess.
Yeah, so Phil and the real thing and his brother and we're all in like this Discord in Violence, and we talk about it a lot because they're all high level chess players, right?
Right.
John being the best of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really is just not comparable. You can't, like, on the very most basic level of you have to think, then yeah, they're exactly alike.
So it's hard to have some problems with it in terms of like, it's not a one-to-one relationship. One's a turn-based game, one is a highly execution-based game. Comparing any sort of strategy games is going to have some sort of similarities compared to So chess being very explicitly a strategy game, and Melee being disguised strategy game, because execution sometimes just matters way more than the strategy, right? So that's kind of, I think, like when people say like, okay, stop comparing it to chess, because actually you just got to hit your ledge dashes. But there is definitely an aspect to it where it's like, if you're looking at the strategy aspects of Melee, there is kind of decisions being made one-on-one back and forth, and there's definitely some.
Imagine a chess tech flub where like you're trying to move to e4, but you accidentally move to like
that low-key happens in really fast chess, right? Like if you're playing like 1 minute chess, it gets down to 10 seconds. Players are pre-moving hella fast on the computer and stuff. That happens all the time. But
yeah. All right, so they are sending in the real thing.
Dang.
So that's their strategy.
Commentary, like, Squid thinks he knows us. We're gonna prove him wrong right now.
Well, we were going to send in Ginger, but now we have to just do whatever Squid said not to do. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're spiting me. I get it. My bad. So it should be pretty good. I think that honestly, there was no like, it's the same matchup either way, right? In terms of like Falco. So Possible that they just felt like there were no wrong choices, and let's save Ginger to take out as many stocks as he can in the end. Maybe Ginger's feeling confident against None too. I think part of what I was saying was like maybe Ginger's not confident against None, but maybe he is now. Maybe he's kind of done his homework and he's ready for that matchup too, right? So,
yeah, I was actually going to say where I didn't think it mattered too much because I feel like the Real Thing and Ginger are both like very good Falcos. So at this point, it's just like which one do you want to play?
Right, exactly. Real Thing counterpicking Yoshi's story. Pick.
It is an interesting pick, isn't it? I feel like this is just a comfort pick.
Yep, exactly. And I think a lot of almost dies for it, but doesn't.
Yeah, Real Thing really saved by the fact that Moki did not get the sweet spot to the ledge.
Yeah, that would have been a shine spike into some shenanigans. Ooh, the spacing on that Nair kind of pulling it back. Real Thing taking the first stock. Good start.
If he can maintain this lead, it'd be huge. They really need it with None coming in.
Yeah, if they can send 2 Falcos in to fight None instead of 1.
Especially if they can get just like a fresh like even 4-4 with None and Ginger, it would be good.
Yeah, just give him counterpick, right? Like that's kind of what's going to be the benefit to you, even though counterpicking is not like absurd in this format. He doesn't get like FD, right? But giving Ginger counterpick is still a marginal advantage for sure. But right now, the Real Thing is saying, hey, don't talk about the next match. Look at this one, as I'm about to win here.
I'm getting tech chased. Spot dot?
Oh.
I thought he was gonna spot that shine.
I think it was Face Roll a long time ago was talking to me about how like he's like low key some players are just better at spot dot shining because he's like the tech chase master, so he could really tell when a player was like frame 1 at shining out of them spot dodges. Some players are not frame 1, so it's like you actually have to practice spot dot shine.
Yeah. You can definitely be good at that. I've always said that there are people that are very good at shield grabbing.
Yeah, absolutely. Shield
grabbing something that you could be very good at.
It feels so different to fight like, you know, Kadoran level Marts with their shield grabs versus like Marts who are, you know, consistently 3 or 4 frames late and stuff like that.
Oh, Moki going with the shine.
Nice.
Unnecessary roughness. Can we get a technical?
The disrespect. Oh. Good full hop in the corner there. Falco's really hard to pin down once you have the corner. His full hop is way too tall. Ooh, good dash dance here, but Moki waits it out. Turns it into a platform tech chase. Real Thing.
The Real Thing's DI and teching and slide off DI are all so crazy.
Yeah.
Like this is the movement of someone who's been gimped a million times.
Oh my god, finding the spot dot shine this time. This might be enough. The Real Thing closes it out.
Did he shoot the double jump?
Night. Yeah, I think so. I always call those stitch lasers. When the laser happens to kill, there's a 1 in 150 chance that the laser just kills, and that's you got a stitch laser there. Just killed the fox outright. Real Thing still has 2 stocks left, meaning None has to take 6.
Have you ever seen like Falco hit a really high percent character that teched it, but they fly off the stage anyway because of the momentum, right? And then they shoot a laser, and the laser hits them out of the blast zone.
Yeah, they die in the blast
like
zone.
The 1 in a million laser.
Oh man,
that kills off the side.
That's like when you do like stale shines on people that are knocked down. Sometimes if they go flying up and they double jump instantly, they'll die off the top. And I remember that happened at an old there was an Australian tournament that like Mango went to one time. And he ended up shining someone, and he just flew off the top and died at like 60. It was just like a raw shine on a knockdown opponent. Some of these like momentum carrying over in Melee can be wacky.
So yeah, Midwest looking really good, coming in with 6 stocks versus None. None, like if the Real Thing can take a stock, and let Ginger come in with 3-4, that'd be great.
Yep.
Or Real Thing could just beat him.
True. If Real Thing can beat None with only 2 stocks, color me impressed, and that would be really good. So it feels, I think I would say it's slightly Midwest favorite here, going in 6 stocks to 4 with None being kind of the favorite player overall. Ginger has put in a ton of work in this matchup. He's improved a ton. I think None still holds a head-to-head record, but Ginger has shown he absolutely can do it, especially given that he's going to have counterpick advantage going into
Yeah, I was going to say, the fact that Ginger, no matter what, is coming in with the stage he wants is huge.
You're not going to have to fight on Dreamland or something annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what the stage would be.
But that's if None can beat the Real Thing.
Bro. He do be so real.
I honestly think he's one of the most underrated top 100 players.
Yeah.
Like the Real Thing is like every time people are just reminded constantly that he's very good. He's
Yeah.
better than you think he is.
He disappeared for a little bit, I feel, at the start of quarantine era, right? So people kind of like, oh yeah, the real thing. And then suddenly kind of started showing up again and kind of botting people. Like, oh, that's right. So
Yeah.
good to see
I think
that.
he's super underrated. I think also just being on the stream right now, I think Brandon Homie Waffles is super underrated.
Hell yeah.
I think S-Pop is super underrated.
True. SFOP has gotten some more notoriety with some of his clips online and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But his results have been popping up as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool to see when players kind of get reputations for multiple different things, right? Like, it's like, oh yeah, he's a sick player. Also, he wins a lot. So,
I do think it's funny when people are known for like the wrong things. Like, oh, that guy, he's a commentator, right? And I'm like, he's very good at the game. Like, oh, that's the TO, right? He hosts that big tournament. Like, he's also got several top 20 wins.
it's like, no, that's Kadoran. Like, that's the second best Marth in the world. Like, it's like, yeah, he's the TO of TMP, right?
There's a lot of those.
Yeah. That was like face rolls. Like, oh, the UCI TO? No, the second best Sheik in the world. He just 6-0'd Mewtwo King. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Put some respect on his name.
Hell yeah. These multi-talented threats. Ugh, you hate to see it. All right. So, none the real thing. Players getting into the match. What do we expect?
All of my money on the Midwest.
Ooh,
I'm so nervous for them now.
How much did you have?
Not a lot. This is BTS. When they banned moderators from betting Twitch points and everything was on Brandon's stream, I like racked up like 140,000 points.
Oh, huge!
Because I couldn't bet, I couldn't gamble them away. But then they added it to where mods could bet. You just like sign an agreement that you're not going to manipulate the goals, and I lost it all immediately. I bet everything.
That's so funny. I love that you learned your lesson immediately, and you're like, well, I have all my money on the Midwest again.
Oh, no, I always do. As soon as I bet everything. I've never not bet everything. I'm not a good gambler.
That's really funny. You were locked back behind not being able to bet, and as soon as they gave it to you, instead of benefit, it was only a hindrance.
Yeah, I'm just a terrible bettor. My Weeble account is in shambles.
All right, we see None starting off, putting on the pressure, getting Falco cornered. Getting only 14% from the Nares, though.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm glad I didn't say what I was about to say, because that would have been a commentator's curse. I was going to say that None is very good at baiting out and then punishing panic attack or panic options. And I feel like the real thing is actually a very difficult person to force those panic options. And then he immediately forces a roll and needs it.
It's funny too. There's this thing that like None will nair you, and it's sometimes it's ambiguous whether it's going to knock down or not, right? Like you have to really know your stuff to know if the second hit of nair is going to deal enough percent to knock you down. And if it doesn't knock down when you thought it was, it can be very jarring. And what you thought was going to be a tech in is now just a roll in at a very predictable timing. Ooh, finding that.
There we go.
We talked about only needing one. Giving Ginger the counter pick advantage. This is possibly enough. Of course, the real thing would love to take more, but already looking pretty strong for the crew overall. There to the offstage.
Shine Saw. Yeah. Really good Shine Saw to avoid that weak knee.
Shine Saw is actually pretty hard for Falcon to deal with. He has to call it out pretty hard. Finding another call out, this time on a tech roll away with the knee. 3 stocks to 4 stocks. It all comes down to this. 1 player per team. Ginger versus None. Good to see that it's still close, because I think that it's we had kind of a runaway with the last one, and these two are coming in, and it's super feels like anyone's game right now.
Yeah. Again, Ginger has both the counter pick advantage and the stock advantage right now. But if you look at the head-to-head, None kind of has the advantage on Ginger in general, so that kind of evens things out. But it's a lot. I feel like that's a big deal. Having the stock advantage and the counter pick advantage is a big enough deal to where these two players that are already like fairly close in skill, it's still Ginger's advantage.
I would agree. Yeah, when you're fighting like a top 10 versus a top 15 player, whatever Ginger is, maybe top 15, it's like it's close enough to where even if None is expected to win, he's not expected to win by more than 1 stock very often, right? Like they're probably kind of trading blow for blow most of the time, and Ginger can now come into this with the strategy of trading blow for blow, and that being enough to sort of close out the group battle. So it should be fun to kind of see the strategies employed here, because I think Ginger sometimes there's just a benefit to having a stock lead, right? Like even trades are no longer even. So
Yeah, it's something that a lot of players are very good at, which is I now have the lead, time to play the lead, right? You play differently when you have a lead, or you should rather. And you could use that to your advantage. When you start the game out in that state, it's easier. You don't have to adjust. You don't have to go from a parity to gaining the advantage to now playing the advantage. You start the game out with I have an advantage and I'm going to play it.
Yep.
You know, he can wait for none to come to him. He can throw out safer moves. He can also trade a lot more, like you were saying.
I love focusing on trades when I'm up in percent because, for example, like I really prioritize getting my opponent past like crouch cancel percent, which tends to be 30 to 40%. I think most matchups change at around 40%. So Ginger could literally spend his first stock to get none to 40. And that would be like a win because now he comes in 3 stocks even, but his down air knocks down. And suddenly the matchup's way easier. He takes the next stock. And then it's 3 to 2 and he trades his stock in to get him to 40. And you can just kind of repeat that process of like that 40% threshold can be such a big deal that a stock lead can make it so that you just have momentum for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's such a good point. Yeah.
That being said, melee is never as clean as you see it in your head, right? You're like, you can just get him to 40 and then none gets a 0 to death and you're like, oh crap, that was fast.
I've seen none 3 and 4 stock top 10 players. So
yeah.
Top 5 players.
I think I've been double 4 stocked by none before. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, totally. We've all been there, bro. Don't even worry about it.
No, a lot of us have been.
Yeah, true. yeah. No, absolutely. This guy's a monster. So that's funny.
I remember seeing none at a Monday Night Melee once, and it seemed so arbitrary. Like he would just decide who he did not want to have a close set with.
Yeah.
I would see him like round 1 dropping games and then like grand finals 4 stocking. I'm just like, it really could just happen to anyone at any time.
So true. He definitely does his own thing, paves his own path in every way, both in terms of playstyle and in terms of how many stocks he wants his opponent to take from him. So. And we are off. It looks like Yoshi's Story is going to be the counter pick. Given that FD was probably banned, this is probably your next best choice. You already got.
Why not FOD?
FOD is also good, but Ginger would tell you that that stage is complete bullshit and should.
Oh yeah, he doesn't like it. That's right. I knew that. I don't even know why I said it. I knew for a fact that he hated FOD. Oh no.
Oh, this could be it. Finding the back air here, grabbing the ledge. No, the down smash closes it out. Great start from Ginger. Yeah. Oh, the double knee into the up air is going to make it back.
Completely read that wave dash to the left.
Yeah, using his invincibility very well. Nair and a grab. Ginger was kind of holding down, but not quite ready to beat the Nair and a grab. And the knee was that DI. He held
that
down
and
was away.
Crazy.
Maybe
getting up to 30%, now 50. This, again, you were right. Coming in with invincibility, and they're already unable to like crouch cancel. Like air knocks down.
Yeah, just like that, right? Ginger comes down, and the fact that he had 40% on him already meant he could just 0 to death outright. So,
yeah. So now, even if he loses this stock, right, if he can get that percentage on, he maintains that advantage.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Only getting 20 so far. Nice, getting him to 40. Now he's got a ton of damage. Might be able to close out the stock here. None makes it back on the stage. Finding the double stomp, tech chase into the knee. None brings it to a last stock situation. Ginger has a huge percent advantage, but if None can survive the invincibility, and he does.
Yeah, that was huge for None to avoid the invincibility. Good DI on that shine. That could have easily been the bomb soldier combo.
Yep.
And and that's off the top. Midwest takes it.
Super clean finish there. The combo with the shine into the up tilt on the top platform. Finding the kill there. Ginger wins it. Last stock situation. You love to see a, was it 5-on-5 crew battle come down to a single stock.
Yeah.
Very close battle overall.
I would call that a baby upset. Not a huge upset. Again, not like the Florida versus MDVA. This one looked like it was going to be close, and it was. It was down to the last stock. But I would consider this a little baby upset for the Midwest.
Yeah. I think they had good strategies overall, kind of setting it up for that finale coming in with Ginger having a stock lead and a counter pick advantage, potentially being the reason why they're able to do this, right? So
their counter picking, their strategy, their game plan in general was just really good.
Yeah.
Kuyashi putting in a lot of good work. So did Zamu. The real thing, clutching enough stocks from Moki was pivotal. you know, to give Ginger every advantage he could going in versus None.
Mm-hmm.
And then by then the damage was just done. Not even None could save it.
Yeah, and even Free Palestine doing the work. So
Mm-hmm.
part of what's cool about this crew battle too is how much of a team effort it was. Like all 5 players were
Yeah.
and barely winning. Like any one of those players doing 1 to 2 stock worse could have decided the entire crew battle, right? So it's got to feel good to know that like, oh, I closed out that 1 stock and it mattered, you know? So
yeah, everyone on the Midwest crew should feel good about their performance in that one. No one dropped the ball. Everyone played an important part, you know?
Very sick.
All right. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for us. Coming up is going to be AZ Mountain versus NorCal. That's going to be Zoo and Toph, I think, are going to be commentating that one. So that's going to be it for us. We're going to cut to a break. Again, I'm Tuesday. Thanks for listening, and thank you for commentating with me, Squid.
Yep, it was very fun, and we'll see you guys around. Don't go anywhere because there's plenty more crew battling coming up.